So today we're really excited to present two wines from Liguria in Italy, northwest Italy. And it's not that common to find wines from Liguria around. We have two that we're going to be showcasing in our two-pack this week. One is from an ancient grape variety called Lumassina from a winery, Punta Crena, which is lauded to be the only winery producing wine from this grape. It's sort of an Italian Vino Verde, if you will. A little spritzy, great light-bodied white. And then the red was a discovery from Lombardo's restaurant over on Hurdle. This is Vigneti Prau is the producer, and the grape, which I had never heard of, is Rossese. So we'll be popping the bottle and telling you what they are all about.
So we're going to taste both of these wines from Liguria, but just want to take a moment to talk about the region itself. It's a gorgeous little tiny region in northwest Italy. It's actually a little extension of the French Riviera, sometimes referred to as the Italian Riviera. So you have Piedmont to the north, and then right below the Ligurian Sea, which is kind of the tip of the Mediterranean, and Emilia-Romagna in Italy to the east, and then the west is going to be France. The city of Nice is only about 40 miles away from where these wines are grown, so it's a very close quarters. And viticulture has been around for about 2,500 years in Liguria, dating back to the Romans, and a lot of the vineyards are actually on very steep cliffs that just are very sheer, drop off to the ocean, and are terraced, probably by the Romans. There's actually some mentions of Ligurian wine in writings by Pliny the Elder, which is pretty wild. And the vineyards themselves are mostly composed of limestone, and they have a really great kind of geographical location where you have mountain peaks to the north that protect the cold winds coming down from the Alps, and then the Mediterranean right there that acts as a really great climate moderator, keeping the grapes nice and sheltered and allowing them to ripen at a very constant rate, which is especially important for the white here, because this is actually a grape that ripens extremely slowly, hence the snail on the label. So this really needs a very constant climate and heat source.
Lumassina. And then the red, Rossese. First time I'd heard of the grape. I watched a video when we brought it in on YouTube that Randall Graham, former Bonnie Doon fame, was talking about this grape, and he said it was really interesting to me because he said it's the connection between, it's the grape that connects Italy to France. And being a Grenache lover, with that kind of Mediterranean warmth that you get with Grenache, that sort of sappiness that comes through mid-palate, and the warm spices, that really intrigued me about this grape, Rossese. So we're going to be tasting these two really ancient, sort of oddball varieties. Start with the Lumassina.
So this is a grape that actually, as far as we can tell, is only grown by Punta Crena, no one else. It was actually ripped out, or at least used to be pretty widely distributed through Liguria, but because of its difficulty with some late ripening issues, a lot of people replanted it with more international or less finicky varietals.
It's super floral.
Very floral, very crisp.
It's got a beautiful, like, slightly green tinge in the glass too.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of it's lower in alcohol. It's a little spritzy and very similar, but much richer. It's much richer than I thought it was going to be.
Same here. It actually has a very silky kind of like quicksilver texture to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And a lot of citrus, kind of in like the Meyer lemon, white grapefruit range. Definitely a decent bit of like green apple, that kind of crisp Granny Smith as well.
Mm. Very crisp, kind of juicy, crunchy.
And certainly some like white peach.
Absolutely.
It's, and then a lot of minerality on the back end too. Little touch of salinity, but this is just beautiful for any type of seafood.
I mean, Liguria is known for their cuisine as well, and they must have, I've not been there, but they must have amazing seafood. And this is a classic pairing for that. So if you want to do fried seafood, I can see how it would just be super light pairing, nice contrast.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll lightly batter, just like typically with a rice batter. Seafood and vegetables and kind of just fry it all up together. It's called a misto frito, and this would be beautiful with that. But buffalo version, you could totally do with a fish fry. And the other reason that the snail's on the label here is actually because another classic pairing for it is a dish called mace alla Liguria, which is essentially escargot. It's snails that are kind of cooked down in like an anchovy infused oil and a little bit of white wine, which I desperately want to try.
Did you talk about the snail and the grape connection?
Slow ripening.
It's a little more expressive with some hair. Zach mentioned citrus. I'm getting a little more like specifically like lime zest now.
Yes, I totally am
little
getting
maybe, like,
key lime.
Yeah, absolutely. A little chili flake maybe, or something in that family of spices. It's getting a little more specific.
Definitely getting a lot of minerality out of this. The limestone soils. It has a little bit of a Sauvignon Blanc character going on. A little bit of grapefruit, but more floral than that. I'm really digging this.
This is lovely. It's very fun to taste an entirely new varietal. Never seen before.
I'm not generally a fan of florality in wine. If it's over the top, it's too perfumey for me, but this is beautifully balanced. So clean and crisp.
That's a lot of fun. Summer wine for these
It's
beautiful temperatures.
perfect weather for this summer wine. It was sleeting, high winds. It went from 65 this morning to 45 this afternoon. So this is really the wine you need to be drinking right now.
Let's hope no one watches the video until August. All right, should we taste the Rossese?
Let's get in on the
Rossese.
red. Ooh, yeah, the finish, I get a lot of mineral.
That's lovely.
Absolutely.
That's a nice surprise. Well, I drank this wine in the dark at Lombardo's, so it's
gorgeous.
It's lighter than I thought, than
got
I
a
remembered.
Little orange hue to it.
It's got a little bit of brickish. It's a 2019. It's a young wine, but also Grenache is pretty oxidative, thin-skinned, so it can get a little brownish at a young age.
Got like a little like brown butter or caramel on the nose, with some like red apple skin.
Totally.
There's some like heady
caramel
herbaceousness.
apple.
Caramel apple. Yeah.
There's
was
there's some like heady herbaceousness here too.
Yeah,
A little
absolutely.
woodsy spice, almost a touch of that cedar and some, I would almost say lavender, like not quite Herb's Provence range, but this is actually a grape that is grown in Liguria, and then only otherwise right across the border in France, in Provence, where it's known as Tiburon. There's actually only a few producers there that grow it as well. Very rare.
Wow. Pretty spicy.
It's very silky,
Yeah.
soft. The fruit doesn't come through as much as the tertiary notes, the lavender and
It's earthy.
caramel.
Yeah, the finish is almost like a freshly tilled soil kind of vibe.
Absolutely.
A little forest floor. It's very light on palate, delicate, really nice texture to it. This could definitely, I think, personally, take a chill.
It has a little chill on it now.
It does. It's cold in here.
It's It's got, I think it's yeah, it could go colder though.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely could take a
Scotch.
little chill in the summer especially.
It really does feel like a very lightly. I know Paula already mentioned Grenache, but lightly macerated Grenache. With kind of its weight and the notes that it has. It's pretty cool.
It's a little, I mean, not flabby, but it's texture wise. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of a little bit plush. It's not, it's dry, but there's almost a sweetness to the fruit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of fun. Wow.
Yeah, I'm digging this as well.
Mm-hmm. I could see this going well with maybe like roasted vegetables or like a lighter protein for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or even do perhaps a barbecue, something with a little smoke on it.
Yeah.
This would really cut through and be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could handle the spice.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
This is cool.
Yeah. Pretty unique.
It's a little there's a little candied about it too.
Yes, yeah.
But in a good way, not like cheap candied Pinot Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's getting a little maltier for me.
Oh, that's a great note right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good one.
Interesting. Yeah, it's like a low level sweetness, but kind of on the back end of the flavor palette, or the palate, and it transitions very quickly into like just a kind of a focused acidity. Because it doesn't reside on the palate too long, the sweetness.
It's kind of like a pepper on the finish for me with that acidity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
as
like
it
a
opens,
spice.
I'm almost getting a little bit of like an iron kind of minerality on the finish too, as with all that pepper and a little bit of herbaceousness. There's a little overture that always reminds me of Northern Rhone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I must have had less than you did in your glass.
Oh, I refilled. Quick about it.
These wines are killer.
These are-
I'm really happy with both of them. If you are drawn at all to lighter wines, this would be a good match for you.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun to explore in a whole new region, and there's not too much of this going around. The Rossese as well. We can't really find more than a few bottlings. And Liguria actually is the second smallest wine producing region within all Italy. So it's quite rare, and also most of it stays kind of in the area, consumed by tourists and things of that nature. Yeah, it's a cool thing to get your hands on.
Anything else you want to say about it, or?
I'm enjoying drinking it.
I get a little bit of wild strawberry fruit
Absolutely.
in with that sort of woodsy lavender and pepper. There's a really nice kind of dark strawberry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I started to get a little like maybe like Thai basil as well. Kind of like just a really strong herbaceousness that's very specific that comes across as Thai basil to me.
Fun wines.
Great food wines,
Mm-hmm. Get yourself some misto frito, some fish fry, and come get a 2-pack.
or head to Liguria.
Yeah, we're gonna be there soon. Probably.
Yeah, we're
I think.
going.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, cheers.